देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती लीनामवित्रयवतु। गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अवभक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवालोचानवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात्। त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि। सर्वं जगदिदं तत्त्वो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति। त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निरो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वम् अवस्थात्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः भुवस्वरो गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं सदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुरचितं तारेण वृद्धम् एतत्तमनुस्वरूपम् यकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारस्यान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानम् गणकऋषिः निश्चिद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रथं च वरदं हस्तैर्विभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो भगवते रुद्राय ॐ नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवहुतो दविषवे नमः नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुदते नमः या कलिषुः शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते तनुः शिवा शरव्या या तव तया नो रुद्रमृळया या ते रुद्र शिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुभाषन्तमया गिरिशन्तापि चाकशीः या विशुङ्गिरिशन्तहस्ते विमर्शस्तवे शिवां गिरित्रतां कुरु माहि पुंसि पुरुषं जगत शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाख्यावदामसि यथा नः सर्वभिर्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत अद्य वोचदति भक्ता प्रथमो दैव्योऽभिषक अहीगुश्च सर्वाञ्चमयन् सर्वाश्चयाभुतान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उभभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये चेमागुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षु श्रिता सहस्रसौ वैशाखुं हेरलीमहे असौ यो वसर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उदैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उदैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृळयादिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीदुषे अधो ये अस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्चदन्वनस्त्वमुभयोराज्ञियोज्याम् यास्य ते हस्तैषवः पराता भगवो वप अवतत्यतनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशतेषु ते निशीलशल्यानां मुखा शिवो नः सुमना भव विद्यन्तदुःखवर्तिनो विशल्यो बाणवागुम्भुता अनेशन्नस्येषव आपुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मे दुष्टमहस्ते बभूवते तनुः तया स्वान् विश्वतस्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अश्वायुधाय नाथराय कृष्णवे उपाभ्यामुदते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव तन्मने परिते तन्मनो हेतिरस्मान् मृणन्तु विश्वतः अधो यहि श्रुतिस्तवारे अस्मन्निदेहितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सञ्च मे मयश्च मे प्रियञ्च मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रं च मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे बलश्च मे द्रविणं च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वं च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे क्षीरं च मे नयश्च मधुकं च मे मृदं च मे यक्ष्मं च मे नामयश्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे नमित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुखं च मे शयनं च मे सूषा च मे सुदिनं च मे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः निधनपतये नमः निधनपतान्तिकाय नमः ऊर्ध्वाय नमः ऊर्ध्वलिङ्गाय नमः हिरण्याय नमः हिरण्यलिङ्गाय नमः सुवर्णाय नमः सुवर्णलिङ्गाय नमः दिव्याय नमः दिव्यलिङ्गाय नमः भवाय नमः भवलिङ्गाय नमः शर्वाय नमः शर्वलिङ्गाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवलिङ्गाय नमः ज्वलाय नमः ज्वललिङ्गाय नमः आत्माय नमः आत्मलिङ्गाय नमः परमाय नमः परमलिङ्गाय नमः एतत् सोमस्य सूर्यस्य सर्वलिङ्गस्थापयति पाणिमन्त्रं पवित्रम् सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः भवे भवेनाति भवे भवस्वमान् भवोद्भवाय नमः वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्वेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः कलविकरणाय नमो बलविकरणाय नमो बलाय नमो बलप्रमथनाय नमः सर्वभूतदमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः अघोरेभ्यो अघोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपतिर्ब्रह्मणोऽधिपतिर्ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो नमो हिरण्यवाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः ऋतनुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः सर्गो वै रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु पुरुषो वै रुद्रः सम्भवो नमो नमः विश्वं भूतं भुवनं चित्रं बहुधा जातं जायमानं जयत् सर्गो येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु कर्तृताय प्रचेतसे नीरुष्टमाय तव्यसे गोचेमशन्तमगुं हृदे सर्गो येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जातवेदसे सुनवामसो ममराति यतो निदहाति वेदः शनः पर्षदपि दुर्गाणि विश्वा नावेव सिन्धुं दुरिताद्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टाम् दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसि तरसे नमः अग्ने त्वं पादयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा पुरुष पृथ्वी बहुलान उर्वी भवातो कायतनयाय शय्योः विश्वानि नो दुर्गः जातवेदः सिन्धुर्ननावा दुरितातिपर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृहाणोऽस्माकं बोध्यविता तनूनाः सहमानमुग्रमग्निगुम्भुवेम परमात् सदस्तात् स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा क्षामद्देवो अतिदुरितात्यग्निः प्रत्नोषिकमीड्यो अध्वरेषु सदा च होतानं यश्च सत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तन्वं विप्रयस्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं तवेन्द्रविष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमपि संवसानो वैष्णवीं लोकहिमादयन्ताम् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jay Sai. It gives us great pleasure welcoming you all here today for our Slough Sai Centre birthday celebrations. Thank you, Baba, for this opportunity. We have a fantastic program here for you today, with budgets, a guest speaker, and a Baba Clash performance.
The Lord declared that He would incarnate again and again whenever there is a need to restore Dharma on earth. If you look around, we are at such a troubled time today in history. In fact, mankind has been in difficulty for many years, and certainly since Swami has been with us. When we don't know where we are, we rely on the sat-nav to guide us. To navigate through this troubled world, we need a different type of GPS. A guru positioning system. Swami came to be that guru. Our Swami made an impact by illuminating a pathway. He has showed us how to address the challenges mankind faces by making small little changes in our everyday lives.
Yes, we have seen war, inequality, environmental change, and suffering throughout the world. And unlike previous incarnates, who carried out actions relatively locally, we needed a global avatar for a global community to help with global problems. Unfortunately, on the 23rd of November 1926, Sri Satya Sai Baba was born as Satyanarayana Raju in the village of Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh. There were many miracles in Baba's childhood, and it was evident that little Satya was not like the other children. In October 1940, he declared that he was an avatar, an incarnation of the Supreme, and he left his home to start his mission, to show us a pathway of light through these global issues.
Baba gave us a real birthday present, love. He came to light the lamp of love in our hearts, and along with love to help teach other human values, such as truth, right conduct, peace, and non-violence. All of these create a pathway of love for us to follow.
Swami said, "My life is my message," and always led by personal example. Tirelessly serving, he truly inspired followers all over the world that service to man is service to God. And in this way, helping you us to understand all we need is love and to see the divinity in all.
You know, I've been trying to explain this to my dad. Swami says, you and Swami are one, we're not separate. So, in extension today is also my birthday, and therefore I said to my dad that you should be getting me some birthday presents. Anyway, at least I'll be getting some birthday cake. So without further delay, let's go straight to the cake cutting ceremony.
No, not yet. Remember, patience is a virtue.
Yes, it is a bit too early for cake. Baba has reminded us many times through his divine discourses that students are the foundation of a nation and the only wealth that he cherishes. Baba always gave importance to encouraging children to excel and do their best in every situation, a lesson for us all to live our best life.
Baldigas is a tool by which this is delivered to here at Children at Slough. And our very own Baldigas have put together a small offering to our Baba for his birthday today.
Wait, are we supposed to be getting ready?
Let me introduce them first. Encompassing Baba's quote, "Why fear when I am here?" the Baldigas children will present a beautiful poem written and narrated by our very own Sister Satya. Let's see how they bring it to life through melody and dance.
Yeah, we need 2 mics. 2 mics now.
Our story begins on a November night with a mother and daughter of near equal height. The air was sharp with frost and the streets slick with rain, but the mother and child braved the vicious terrain. The wind nipped at their ankles and whipped through the trees, filling the girl with a sense of unease. Each shadow was a monster waiting to pounce, each footstep a bully come unannounced.
How much longer?
The child asked, her voice faint with fear.
A while yet.
Her mom said, holding her name.
The world's different at night.
The child wanted to say.
The doubts and the demons will come out to play.
They were crossing the street when the mum had a thought. She'd once learned a prayer, a mantra of sorts.
I know who to call on.
She said with a nod.
How much do you know about the elephant god?
They chanted the mantra 7 times over, the words true and bright like a supernova. But when the wind picked up and the sky turned dark, the light of the prayer dwindled down to a spark. The girl turned inwards to ask for a sign, that God was still with them, that they would be fine. Her fear must have shown, for her mum held her tight, as they strode down a lane lit up bright by moonlight. The mum pointed and said,
God has sent you a sign. Look how brightly he has asked the moon to shine.
The child smiled as the sky turned an inky blue-grey. The moonlight had chased all the shadows away. Let my heart reflect thy light, as the moon reflects the light of the sun. night was now bright, but the walk was still long, and though it helped for a while to remember the song, as they walked past homes with their blinds long since closed, the hard-working mother began to feel low. The child had been humming and skipping ahead, but she soon turned and noticed her mum's weary tread.
What's wrong?
Asked the child, once again at her side. Her mum cracked a smile but a quarter-inch wide. She hugged the girl tight but couldn't reply, without giving an answer that wasn't a lie. They walked in near silence, each step small and slow, as the mum wondered how much further she could go. The child worried and sniffled and wiped at her nose, as the rain pelted down and seeped into her clothes. It wasn't fair that her mother, whom she so admired, had to work so hard and be so tired. She pondered and thought and wondered and mused how to help her mum, who always knew what to do. Soon she remembered a bhajan she'd heard, one that her mother knew word for word. It was a song so happy and of such celebration, it could turn any day into a happy occasion. Once she was sure she remembered the lyrics, she started singing a song sure to lift her mum's spirits. The child's heart swelled with joy when her mother joined in, quickly forgetting how tired she'd been. There was no one around, but she wasn't alone. She had her daughter in God, and they were almost home. When at last they turned onto their shadowy street, both mother and child were soaked through to their feet. But they were finally home, and while the daughter got settled, the mother found monks and put on a kettle. They had endured the darkness and weathered a storm. Their faith had kept them strong, their love had kept them warm. And they knew that whatever the future may hold, their love for the Lord would keep them safe from the cold. J7.
Didn't we do well? I think we deserve another round of applause.
How nervous were you?
So nervous.
Me too.
Well done.
Well done.
The vibrations you experience are only going to get better. Barbara says sharing joy and another is the best way to celebrate my birthday. So our next performance is all about sharing another.
Yes. Baba says the day my birthday becomes my birthday is the day you are all happy. To further spread happiness, the children will now offer a dance, which is the most sacred art form to express their joy and another today.
Hare
a brilliant performance. I'm sure Swami is happy too. A big thank you to our children, SC gurus, parents, and of course Swami, without whom this would not have been possible.
I think we deserve some cake now, yeah?
We do, but it's not time yet. Patience.
Yes, patience. In fact, Barbara says with the three P's, purity, patience, and perseverance, you will acquire good health, happiness, and bliss. Hopefully my patience and perseverance will pair with some pure cake.
Now we are honoured to call upon our guest speaker today, Uncle Sudhir Shetty.
Isn't he like though? Barbara, I hope I can get an autograph. Maybe I can get a role in this next movie as well.
No, that's Sunil Shetty. Uncle Shetty is a 2005 Prashanti graduate with a Master's in Doctor.
With salutations at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Swami. Sai Ram, brothers, sisters, elders and children. Sai Ram to one and all. Finding inner peace, finding supreme peace is one of the most elusive aspects of our life. It's like a puzzle, an invisible puzzle given to each one of us when we were born. The journey of life, basically, in a way, it seems to be able to find the missing pieces of this puzzle. And the search for the missing pieces of the puzzle has going on ever since existence. Way back in existence, the caveman, with all the harsh realities of life, looked for the missing pieces of this puzzle as much as the modern man in the comfort of his or her home. And the search and the basic story of evolution, if you look at it, is in a way the story of finding comfort at the expense of finding peace and true purpose of life. And in this search for comfort, yearning and trying to earn comfort in our life, time flies by, and soon it will be time for us to bid goodbye to the world. That's when the world will tell us, rest in peace. Hope you rest in peace. The puzzle remains unsolved, and then the cycle of birth and death starts at again. And we all know the story as to how we are all here. one excited student told to Swami, Swami, I am ready to do anything for you, Swami. That's when Swami asked, what will you do? And the student said, Swami, I am ready to die for you, Swami. That's when Swami said, I do not want you to die for me. I want you to live for me. Taking cue from that statement, we should be able to solve this puzzle of supreme peace when we are alive rather than in the grave. So what are the missing pieces of this puzzle, the unique puzzle called peace? Can we put together all our achievements in life, the status or power or whatever we are looking for, and put it together to achieve peace? Our experience says is absolutely no. So before we come to the missing pieces of the puzzle, which we'll look at based on Swami's teachings, I would like to narrate one of my most treasured experiences when I was studying in Puttaparthi, to basically make us understand what is supreme peace. As per the traditions of the student community in Prashanthi Nilayam, whenever Swami took Aarti in the portico of the Sai Kulavath Hall, where Swami's Mahasamadhi is right now, outside, then one boy got a chance to offer rose to Swami. And when it was told that it was my chance next, my joy knew no bounds. Next day for darshan, I went early, sat in the first line. Swami came for darshan and sat right in front of me. And we are all immersed in his darshan. Just looking at Swami, it was so meditative. It was so blissful. So I was immersed in that joy. And then bhajans started. And I was waiting for the bhajans to end and for Swami to indicate for Aarti. That's when I could go to Swami and offer a rose to the supreme love itself. I had gone with so much of expectations that day. And after some time, I observed that Swami withdrew his feet from the foot pedestal. That's when my heart skipped a beat, because that meant Swami was going back midway between the bhajans. And Swami, if he goes back at that point in time without indicating for Aarti, he would take Aarti elsewhere, say inside the bhajan hall, then I wouldn't get this chance. And that's what exactly happened. And my expectations came crashing down. I was so sad and disappointed because for the last few months, every day, Swami used to accept Aarti outside, and one or the other student got an opportunity to offer rose to Bhagavan. And when it was my turn, Swami just turned back and went away without accepting the rose. Luckily for me, I came to know that I could go during subsequent darshan and wait for a chance to offer rose to Swami. To cut the long story short, for the next few days, the same story continued. I would sit in the first line, Swami would completely ignore me. So I was divinely ignored each day. That happened for a couple of darshans. Bhajans would start, and in midway between the bhajans, Swami would just walk away. I was in an effort to make happy, and that's why, I was under repair. As they say, I was under cold storage treatment. And in an effort to make Swamis happy, I tried to find fault in every thought, word and action I did. And only after that mini sadhana, if I can put it that way, did the D-Day arrive. And that day, there was some festival in Prashanthi Nilayam, and as students, we could go for the morning darshan. I went early, sat in my designated spot with the rose in my hand. hoping and praying. Maybe for the last few days, 24 hours a day, I was just thinking and praying that Swami should accept my rose. And then Swami came for darshan, beautiful darshan of Swami. It was like as if, like sunflowers, we all turned towards Swami wherever he went and followed his direction. After that, there was Swami's discourse. And as Swami's discourse ended, Swami, of course, I thought in a way, maybe today Swami cannot escape because he will definitely accept Aarti in the Sai Kunath hall outside. But you never know. So I continued praying. And then when the Aarti started, Swami looked at me and with the most charming smile, Swami beckoned me. And then the expression was Swami was completely different from what I saw in the preceding days. In the preceding days, Swami was completely detached, totally ignoring me, a total Vairagi, the Shiva aspect of Swami. That's what I saw. What others saw might have been different because that's how Swami individually connects to each one of us. He was only ignoring me for all these days while he gave attention to everybody else around me. And then that day when I walked to Swami, it was like the mother waiting for the embrace of her son, and as if she was waiting for a long, long, long time. It was like, you have come, that kind of an expression that Swami had. So I went to Swami, offered the rose, he asked me my name, and then he blessed me. And then it so happened that I continued kneeling down in front of Swami. And after some time, Swami called me again. Swami asked me, what am I studying? Now I went close to Swami, I was kneeling next to Swami, and in that close proximity, that divine beauty of Swami was something real but ethereal too. His face was like that of a moon, and his piercing eyes were like that of the sun. And that beauty, saying just beautiful is an understatement. That was that kind of beauty where you get dumbstruck. And then Swami asked me, what are you studying? I told Swami, I am doing MBA. And then Swami asked a very unusual question. Swami said, in Prashanti Nilayam? Of course, normally you would think, why is Swami asking this question? And Swami was talking in my language, he was talking in Kannada. And then so I just nodded saying yes. But as he said, in Prashanti Nilayam, in abode of supreme peace, Swami gave me a tight pat on my right cheek. And then with that pat, I went deep down in my own consciousness. Deep, deep down. And that experience is something I will not be able to put in words. But it would suffice to say that that kind of absolute supreme peace, that kind of supreme bliss, I had never ever experienced before. I was filled with a glimpse of what I would like to put it as the inner Prashanti Nilayam. That's why Swami said, in Prashanti Nilayam, and gave a tight pat on my cheek. After some time, it was time for Swami to go back, and as he went back, he glanced at me again, gave a stern look, and bolstered that experience further. Love struck, peace struck. I went back to my college, my institute, and at this point I should mention that that was the day of examination for me. It was a day of statistic examination, and I was here without any last minute preparations, without much of a preparation at all. And I started walking back to the institute. I still remember, I had felt so light, as if some unseen burden has been lifted off my shoulders. It felt as if the Mother Earth had suspended her gravity for me. I was walking, but still feeling like as if I was floating. For the first time in my life, I was going blissfully to the examination hall, which never happens, isn't it? For a student, because that's the most intense day of a student's life. So I went to the classroom, the question papers were distributed. I was kind of detached to whatever was happening around. I was filled with bliss and peace. And then as I was writing the exam, my heart was filled with Swami's love. My mind was reminiscing on the divine experience that Swami has given, while my intellect was thinking very, very clearly, and my hands were writing the answers in a free flow fashion. For the first time in an examination, I felt freedom. Until that point in time, I thought dhyana or meditation and karma or action doesn't go. For the first time in my life, both were integrated in a very, very beautiful manner. So Swami gave me that experience of what he calls as the constant integrated awareness. And the words of Saint Tukaram, Dil mein Ram, Haath mein Kaam, became a reality for me. And maybe that's what Sri Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, that efficiency in action is yoga. Now, having tasted that supreme peace, and it's worth mentioning that after a few days when the results were out, I had topped that exam too, which means you can be intensely involved in action, but at the same time, you'll be able to be fully involved in the divine contemplation too. So that was a beautiful experience, a taste of supreme peace that Swami gave me that day. But the question is, how do we make it a day-to-day experience? Each one of us, through bhajans, or through selfless service, or through Swami's darshan or sparshan, might have touched that fountain of supreme peace at some point or the other. But how do we make it our day-to-day experience? And for that, we have to turn to Swami's teachings to be able to understand how we make it a day-to-day experience. Now, coming back to the missing pieces of the puzzle that I started with, I refer to one of the most important teachings of Swami, which is the teaching of 3P, which the children were talking about as well. You might be aware of it, some of you, what 3P stands for, but let's look at it from a different angle today as the three missing pieces of the puzzle. Each piece of puzzle starts with the letter P. Each word refers to a quality that we need to practice in our day-to-day life. Let's look at the first piece of the puzzle, which is purity. Now, what is purity? One of my seniors who studied at Prashanti Nilayam was narrating this beautiful experience. One day, Swami had come out for darshan, and then he was speaking to the students, and one boy was trying to give a letter to Swami. And the Swami started asking him, "What have you written in the letter?" The boy was silent and hesitant, but Swami was insistent. Swami asked him, "What have you written in the letter?" The boy was quiet, and then Swami said, "Bad thoughts." As soon as Swami said bad thoughts, all the boys in that section, suddenly they became very attentive, because this is one of the hurdles in the spiritual path, especially for the youth, but not just for the youth, because any negative thoughts, any thoughts of that matter that bother us is a bad thought, right? But then Swami was not very preachy. He did not tell him, you control your mind, or he did not punish or banish him for that. Swami then said, those are not bad thoughts. Those are unnecessary thoughts. Look at the way in which our Supreme Master, he changed the point of reference for the student. Instead of calling it as bad thoughts, he referred to as unnecessary thoughts. And he reframed that problem for that boy, in a very beautiful manner, isn't it? And then Swami said, thoughts come and go. If it is, gave a reassuring smile. And then Swami said, thoughts come and go. Are you the thought? Are you the mind? And then Swami asked, are you the body? Swami gave a beautiful smile and walked away. Swami raised the problem of the student to that of inquiry. Inquire as to who am I? Are you the body? Are you the mind? And left it at that. Put that student and all those boys who were listening to it on the path of inquiry. Who am I? Really, if you look at purity, it's basically trying to understand our true identity, isn't it? Water is pure when it is just water. What are we when all the impurity is removed? That's why Swami used to say, you come to me and say, I want peace. Remove the I, the ego, which is the dust. Remove the desires, the want, which is the dirt. What remains is just peace. Beautiful way of playing with the words, isn't it? I want peace. Remove the I and the want. What remains is just peace. So through bhajans, through his darshan, through his teachings, what Swami is trying to do is to remove that dirt that has surrounded us so that we get a sneak peek of a true identity. And that true identity, when we are able to find out, the experience would be that of supreme peace. And the definition Swami gives for purity is the state of non-duality. The state of oneness with the divine itself. That's what purity stands for. Now going on to the next piece of puzzle, which stands for patience. Now say we have experienced peace, but when difficulties come in our life, the challenges and tragedies come in our life, then we might lose supreme peace because we have to hold on at that point in time with patience. Otherwise, the supreme peace would be lost. That's why the second piece of the puzzle is important. In spirituality, there's no difficulty. There's only blessing, they say. That's because at any given time, it just takes time for us to understand that the difficulties in life is a blessing. It just takes time and patience for us. So it's part of spirituality, in a way, is a path of patience and waiting. That's why any difficulty time we refer to as the testing time of Swami. Because as he removes dirt from us and makes us pure, he also time and again tests us, just to make us aware if we have patience enough to hold that experience. That's the reason why Swami tests us. And at this juncture, I would like to narrate one incident that happened in my life way back in Bangalore after I passed out of Swami's institute. In Bangalore, I was staying alone, I was a bachelor then. You know, life comes with a lot of attachments, makes us attached to so many things in life, right? And it could be that in relationship, it could be someone as well. But then when that wish does not get fulfilled, that's when the difficulty sets in. One such situation, it was a testing time of Swami on me. to check whether I will be able to hold that taste of supreme peace that He has given me. But the testing time of Swami is difficult. Without my knowledge, normally I am aware, but this time I fell into the quicksand and I was just drowning. I was emotionally disturbed and sad for a few days due to the situation that happened. One day I still remember I was in the office quite dull, and then there was no book of Swami. Suddenly the question came to my mind, what is the message of Swami in all of this? Right? Again, by Swami's grace, He gives us this discrimination even to ask that question, right? But then I decided I'll go to the Radio Sai website, just randomly click and go to different pages and randomly stop in one web page. And that's what I did. And that web page was on a study circle conducted by students titled God's Design in Life. And that piqued my interest. And I found a very beautiful story which I call as the story of patience. This is the story of a small girl, Katie. One day she heard that God was distributing apples in heaven. And as it goes in the story, for the children, it's really easier to go to God, just a ladder somewhere, and she reaches the heaven, and there was a long queue waiting to receive apple from God's hand. She waited for several hours with patience, and finally her turn came when God handed over a big shining apple in her outstretched palm. In her excitement and joy, unfortunately, the apple slips away from her hand and it disappears in the cloud below. And she starts crying, similar to the situation that I was in. And then God says to that small girl, I'll give you one more apple, but on one condition. The condition is you'll have to join back the queue once again and come to collect the apple. She had no other choice. This was her test of patience. She goes back and joins the queue yet again. And for hours she waits again patiently. And finally she was able to get the apple from God yet again. And she holds it tight this time so that it doesn't slip by. And God tells her, my dear girl, do you know why you dropped the first apple? That's because the first apple was a little rotten from inside. That was a bad apple for you. That was not meant for you. This apple is the best apple in the heaven. I wanted to give it to you because you're a good girl. And when I was reading this, it was as if Swami talking to me, because that was my situation. I was lamenting over something that didn't happen in my life. And suddenly I realized that my life is in His hands. And He should go as per His plans. He just needs surrender and patience. And that gave me that peace once again back in my life, that beautiful story that I have to just wait. Now, decades after, when I look back at this incident, I definitely feel that was a bad apple for me, because God had different plans. Now in retrospection, I can say that definitely patience is learned sometimes the hard way. Now on to the third piece of the puzzle, which is perseverance. Say we have attained peace, say we have patience, shown patience few times in our life, but it's not a one-time show. It should happen again and again and again. And that's where the third piece of the puzzle becomes that important, that of perseverance. Because the world is such a beautiful world that God has created. And it's possible that we could get distracted now and then. That's why we need perseverance. One last incident I would like to narrate. I heard this from one of my teachers in Parthi. A very beautiful incident which will give us a mantra of perseverance. He lived in close proximity of Bhagavan and he was narrating this incident. One day Swami had taken a group of students along with his teacher to Kodaikanal. And during one of the sessions in Kodaikanal, Swami took out a ring from a devotee's hand that he had given to him. And it was what we call as a green diamond, a green emerald ring. Swami looked at the students and asked, what is the color of the gem? And all students at once said, Swami, it is green. And then Swami said, what is wrong with your eyes? Did you not have your breakfast? Look properly. But then they were surprised to find that the color of gem had changed to white. It had become white diamond. And they said, Swami, white Swami. And again Swami was not happy with the answer. He said, what's wrong with your eyes? See properly. And then the gem by then had changed into a different color. So Swami was basically playing with his students. All his miracles had a message behind it. If we miss the message, then the purpose of miracles is lost. And there was a profound message coming. Swami said, if in the world you focus on the creation, then you forget the Creator. If you focus on the world will keep changing, like this color of the gem of this ring. It will keep changing and it will definitely fool you. But you have to focus on the Creator, on Swami, who is changeless. Because he is changing the color of the gem, but he was changeless, right? So as we go through this word, and found this very useful, that when we get distracted by the word, we have to remind ourselves that we need to focus on the Creator rather than the creation. That is the mantra of perseverance. So that's how this puzzle of supreme peace, the invisible puzzle going to each one of us during birth, will be solved by following Swami's teachings of 3P. All we have to do is look inside. Because Swami has warned that if you look outside and focus on the creation, all you will find is pieces and not peace. For peace, we need to look inwards and try to remember these three qualities that Swami wants to imbibe us. The quality of purity, patience, and perseverance. And this message was given by Swami. He elaborated on it. And I thought it best, as we celebrate Swami's birthday, to elaborate on this beautiful teaching of Swami, which is the teaching of 3P. And in fact, in that discourse, Swami said, if you observe them, you will one with me. So we'll be able to find the true purpose of our life. And with that, we'll be able to experience supreme peace and bliss as well. With those words, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much for your patience listening to me, and thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity as well. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Sandy, and for teaching us about pure peace, the ultimate goal. And now it is time for a different piece, I think. A piece of cake, right?
Never mind, but we're getting closer to that point. Now we have some readings of some specially selected poems. These have been written by children from the Sai Spiritual Education
Swami gives his love to all of us, whether we are fortunate enough to be in his fold or not, but especially his students, whether they are in Prashanti Nilayam, the United Kingdom, or anywhere in the world. He loves them unconditionally.
Jai Sai Ram. This poem is written by our SSC student Anushil Sharma. Loving God, a child's way. Love, peace, right, conduct, and thrift. Non-violence, that's what we do. These 5 words are the human values. Watch how these actions start to improve you. Love is the feeling everyone has. Don't be scared, it doesn't involve acts. Right conduct, it's very important. Put this into practice and you'll get rewarded. Peace. Peace, it's what everyone wants. It'll only work when people's struggles are put to sleep. A great value known as non-violence can only be accomplished by vanquishing regular violence. Flip the value of honesty. Know that it's going to set you free. The 5 values have been summoned up in song, but the center of those values is known as God. Jai Sai Ram.
This poem was written by Divya Premchanda. The way you look at us with your loving eyes would make anyone feel hopeful, and the discourse that you quote will always be as fruitful. But the one thing that will keep developing is the love from your devotees. As the word of it spreads, the world will cultivate peace. Surrounded by an atmosphere of divinity and truth, our everyday problems are solved and we are soothed of all worldly desires, anger, greed, and lust, and we do not desire the things that other people must. When we leave our mortal form and are put to rest, we join in your kingdom of the very blessed. And so we put our trust in you and take life as it comes, knowing that we shall live with you in your divine name. And so, O dear Bhagavan, it is to you we pray, to help us through our daily lives, and to wish you a very happy birthday. Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram. This beautiful poem was written by our SSE student, Brother Shyam Pankania. My dear Lord Sai, this poem is for you, for your hospitals, schools, and all the things you do. Love all, serve all is a thing you teach. You always practice what you preach. You give and give without a fee. All the things that you do are for free. You love every person who sees your divine face, no matter the colour, religion, or race. Every person who sees your blissful face flows with your river of endless grace. They feel your forgiveness, warmth, and love. They see you are from far up above. Your aim is not to convert everyone, but to give them love. That's what you've done. Your love is so precious to me. You give it out to everyone to see. You mould your children to be the leaders of tomorrow. You fill their hearts with love, leaving no space for sorrow. After all the bad things I do, you stick by me through and through. You give us so many ways to serve you, several prayers and bhajans too. Love is what you give all day. You are outstanding. What more can I say? This poem has come to an end, And you see, Baba really does love you and me. Just say that.
This poem was written by our SSC student Vivek Pun. Okay. My best friend Sai, you are just so great. You are closer to me than 1,000 mates. When I ever need support, I know you're there. I cannot see you, but I know you care. I know that I am always showered by your grace, whatever the emotion is on my face. My best friend Sai, you're a brilliant one. Your face glows in the sky more than the sun. My best friend Sai, you know it all. You help me rise when I fall. When I saw you in Prashanti, I felt really sad. Your physical condition was heartbreaking. It seemed really bad. But spiritually, you told me this was meant to be. I came as human. You are just like me. My best friend Sai, you're always right. You're my greatest friend. We never fight. My best friend Sai, you always care, so there is no need for me to fear. I feel ecstatic when I see your face. Every day I feel your grace. You know my desires, bad and good. You help me rid them like I should. My best friend Sai, you know that you're the best. You are the reason I survive in the West. My best friend Sai, you never complain, even when I do things which are inhumane. You are always there whenever I cry. You'll always forgive me if I tell a lie. When anger ever brings me down, you calm me down and rid my frown. My best friend Sai, you're just astounding. Your love is unconditional, always amazing. My best friend Sai, you're just so kind. You even give eyesight to those who are blind. You give poor people all they need. You give the illiterate the chance to read. This is a description of my beloved Sai, God on earth, gracing you and I. My best friend Sai's with me until the end, a short message from his child and his friend. Jason.
Let us now add music to poetry in the form of bhajans. Let's allow Ganesh to remove any obstacles in our life. Feel the love of Mother Durga. Rejoice in the beauty and charm of Krishna. Celebrate the sound of Darshan and visualize the majestic of Shiva and Parvati.
Yes. All whilst gently swinging our Swami, dressed in his white robe, on his heavenly swing, going back and forth in our hearts. Please join us singing loudly and clapping even louder, showing Baba how we feel.
Sai Ram. Dear all, we have been informed our dear Bhupinder uncle has married with Swami. Please can we keep Bhupinder uncle in our thoughts during bhajans and also send our love to Auntie Jaru and family. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you.
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
Fantastic budgets. Wow, what an energy. I could really see Baba on his swing with a big smile. Although I really don't feel like I need more energy. Surely now must be time for cake.
Just one more piece to go.
Ah yes, a takeaway message.
We will now call upon our Centre President, Maheshanku, to say a few final words.
I offer my humble pronounce at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Respected elders, brothers, sisters, and family members, Jai Sai Ram. I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to the guest speaker, Brother Sudhir, and my heartfelt thanks to the Region 2 President, the National Council members, our wonderful SSC children, teachers, and parents for their valuable support and contribution to the Slough Sai Centre on the occasion of Swami's 97th birthday celebrations. As with all such events at our centre, the singing and dance performance by our SSC children has been an outstanding one. We were able to witness the talent exhibited by our children, and I'm also extremely grateful to the compeers, Divya and Madhav, for a fantastic team effort and for keeping everyone engaged with their comparing styles. We are confident that our SSC children will be wonderful office bearers in the future. Earlier this year, during our 25+1 anniversary celebration, we undertook a pledge to plant 25+1 trees to help save the planet. We were unable to carry out that activity this summer, but I'm very pleased to inform you that we were able to carry out this service yesterday in coordination with Trees for Cities, a charity organisation working nationally and internationally. With the help and support of our members and our SSC children, we planted 130 trees yesterday. As a centre, we are extremely pleased with this wonderful initiative which we planned earlier in the summer, and this resonates really well with the pledge undertaken by members at Prashant Nilayam earlier this week to plant 10 million trees before Swami's 100th birthday. There is indeed plenty for all of us to do and reflect back, and I'm sure we'll have many more opportunities over the coming weeks and months to continue this service. We'd like to request everyone to participate in at least one such event in the future. This year has also been a wonderful year, and with the grace of Swami, there were a number of events organised at centres, regionally and nationally after a 3-year break. We're also extremely grateful to our new and existing SSC children, their parents, for making sure that children are regularly attending the sessions every weekend. And none of this would be possible had it not been for the wonderful SSC teachers who kept the interactions intriguing enough and interesting enough. A special thanks to our wonderful SSC children. I know I've taken a few minutes now, and the children are eagerly waiting for the cake cutting ceremony, and especially Madhav, who's patiently been waiting to have a slice of the cake. We will shortly be having the cake cutting ceremony, followed by the talk for the day and the Aarti. And finally, my deepest thanks are of course reserved to the office bearers, active workers, and volunteers at Slough Sai Centre for their priceless contribution and for running a very smooth event and making this a memorable one for everyone. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate the birth of our
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sarah. My birthday is the day when divinity blossoms in your heart. The thought of the day today is embodiments of divine love. Develop love within you. Regard all mankind with fraternal feelings. Recognize all as the children of God. Bear no ill or hatred towards anyone. Don't hurt anyone's feelings. Only a large-hearted attitude will confer on your limitless bliss. If you are celebrating Swami's birthday, this is all I desire from you. Have unity amongst yourselves and strive to revive and promote the culture of Bharat. Sri Satya Sai, 23rd November 1990. Jai Shri.
Jai
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साईं बाबा जी की जय। समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। शांति शांति शांति।
May the Lord bless the whole universe with peace and goodwill.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। श्रीभास्कराय विद्महे साईदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नः सत्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शांति शांति शांति। परमं पवित्रं भावाभिभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीलाविभूतिं परमार्थइष्टार्थमोक्षप्रदानं भावाभिभूतिं निगमाश्रयामि। मंगलम गुरुदेवाय मंगलम मंगलम श्री सत्य साईने। शांति शांति शांति।
यदक्षरपरब्रह्मं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तुते। विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि त्वदपाराक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मामत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर। हरि ओम् तत्सत् साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
It's going to be shortly serving lunch. For those who would like to come and do the namaskar, they can come in the front. We'll make it queue from the left, and they can come here and get the namaskar whilst we arranged the tables and everything on the sides. So if you could just stay organized in a couple of minutes. And whilst we're serving lunch, can we please request everyone not to waste food? You can take sufficient quantity as much you need. You can come back for a refill if you like, but please don't waste food. Thank you.